Let's go, baby.
Let's go, man.
Let's fucking go.
The DNVR pregame show for week 4. See you at Oregon. We are brought to you by Game Time. Make sure you guys use promo code BUFFS and you can get $20 off of your tickets. RK is here. Uncle Neely's calling in. Man, I am so hyped for tomorrow.
It's time. It's time. Somehow my voice is trending in the wrong direction.
Yeah, you're playing hurt.
But shout out to our friends over at Breckenridge Distillery. They're giving me a little bit of life here, giving my voice a little bit of a chance here, clearing up the passageways.
Love to see it, man.
But yeah, I am playing hurt. It's because I've been yelling at the squad all week, you know. Just getting in the film room, correcting some of the errors.
Yep. Did you see the tweet that went viral? It's like, Coach Prime got me watching Oregon film.
Yes. Which was all of us on Tuesday.
Of course, yeah.
I think Tuesdays are going to be my film day because there's nothing else on that night.
Yep.
It's perfect.
Yeah. About the same for me. Mondays are kind of recapping. Tuesdays looking forward. Dan Lanning's kind of making it personal, maybe. We'll get into that. First top 25 matchup of the Coach Prime era. It would be CU's first top 10 road win since 1995 if they won tomorrow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Pretty insane. All right. Is Unc ready? Let's bring him in. Let's check in with our guy.
Let's bring in Unc, but first I want to give a shout out to our friends over at Game Time.
Of course.
Because obviously they're a presenting sponsor of this show, but they were the first ones to jump in and say, hey, we want to be a part of what you guys have going on with Neely. So we got to give some love to Game Time. Obviously, all the games are sold out, so if you want to get in, you got to go over and check out our friends at Game Time.
What's up, Unc? How you doing out there? I know you're waiting for the team to show up. What have you been up to the last day?
Hey, man, I've been walking around Eugene, Oregon. If I'm not mistaken, this is where Animal House was filmed, and that kind of thing is right up my alley. So I've been trying to just do the frat boy thing. Hey, right behind me is where the bus is going to pull up. The team is on the way from the airport. Maybe that'll happen while we're live. But, hey, Jake, I heard you say something, man, and you said if we win, it'll be the first top 10 victory. It's when we win, brother.
That's true. To win this game. That's damn true, man.
I love it. I love the energy, Unc. I'm curious, have you heard and seen what our good old buddy Dan Lanning had to say today?
You know, I heard it, hadn't seen it, and I just love how they keep poking the bear, man. I love when they say something, you know, they're our best motivator. Just let them keep talking.
Oh, you want to talk about it?
I mean, let's talk about it then. I mean, he said today that YouTube videos don't win games, of course, probably talking directly about your channel, Unc, as well as Bucky's and Darius's. I don't know.
I thought he was talking about ours.
I was trying to think of a clever tweet all day for it, and I couldn't get it.
You know, it's so funny to say something like that because it's so obvious, but these coaches, players, whoever, they cannot help themselves. They have to say something. They want to get something in. They want to give the Buffs some sort of extra motivation. And Unc, you can correct me if I'm wrong here, but I don't think Coach Prime is going to go down the it's personal route this week and kind of take this and use that as like to reset the theme and make it personal again. But I would be surprised if he, doesn't hear it, see it, and file it away.
Oh, absolutely. He's a receipt keeper, man. So it's going to be used as some kind of fodder. Probably not, like you said, not the it's personal mantra again, but it's going to be used. And there's horns coming on behind me, so the team is about to pull up. It's going to be used. And one thing when the coach says that YouTube doesn't win games, he's exactly right. But what YouTube does do is promote your program, recruit athletes to your program, and those athletes win damn football games. So keep watching YouTube, keep watching DNVR Buffs Live, and because kids all around the nation, kids in the portal are watching these programs, and this is where they want to be. So you damn right, the YouTube itself does not win a game, but the people that it attracts does.
Yeah, I think Juju Mitchell is a perfect example of this. This is a guy who found himself in a precarious position, kicked out of school or kicked off the team. I don't know if he was kicked out of school, kicked off the team right before the season starts. He's out, looking for a place to go. He does know about Coach Prime and the Buffs through YouTube, through their social media presence. And he says, okay, why don't I reach out to them? He hops on FaceTime with Coach Prime eventually. Coach Prime saying, hey, okay, what happened? Tell me what happened. Juju lays out the entire situation. And in return, the Buffs get their best linebacker. So does YouTube win games directly? Of course not. No one's ever said it was. Coach Prime, no one has ever said anything like that of the sort. But it did give them a piece, one of many, that is going to help them win games.
Absolutely. Uncle Neely's got the team pulling up right now. One thing I will add, do you remember when Brandon Baker made his YouTube video in Colorado?
Yep.
And he made his on Oregon?
Yep.
That's the difference right there. Exactly. I mean, Colorado's the talk of the sports world. Oregon, while they are Oregon, just don't get the pub that CU and Coach Prime are getting right now. And it's going to cause some guys to make some decisions to come here instead of these other schools. Absolutely.
Of course. And it looks like Unc is a little frozen. Maybe he can still hear us, but showing us some.
I can hear you.
Okay, cool. We're getting a little clip by clip, frame by frame of the coach or of the team arriving at the team hotel right now. Really cool behind the scenes access for my guy Uncle Neely. I mentioned that it's personal is not necessarily the mantra this week. In your opinion, or in what you've seen, kind of what are they thinking? What is the vibe of the team? What is the feel of the team this week? Did we just lose him? Yeah. Okay, we just lost Unc. We'll get him back. Sometimes that movement, he was trying to get us the shot, which I very much appreciate. Sometimes you move and you lose the stream, but we'll get him back here in a second. What do you think, Jake? What is the vibe this week? What's the move?
I think it's honestly just kind of refocusing and just relocking into the season and the conference slate. I mean, 2 back-to-back rivalry games is a lot. It was a lot for us. I'm sure it was a lot for the team. Obviously, it meant a lot more, pregame talk and just controversy around coaches' comments and the attitude of everything. And I think it's just been locking in this week, realizing that these are the games that actually matter moving forward in terms of determining your season, really. I mean, non-conference, it's great to go 3-0, but you got to win Pac-12 games to really make a statement.
Yeah, early in the week, Coach Prime listed off a bunch of stuff. Preparation, focus, all these different things that he felt needed to be turned up to win this game. Mm-hmm. I felt like they won week 1 off of preparation, off of coaching, off of Shedeur being amazing, off of playmakers. Week 2, that's when the it's personal stuff began. Yep. Week 3, I think that the it's personal stuff played a role, but in the end, it ended up being so much about Shedeur late in the game. And then for me, this week is all about all of that was great. This is amazing. We're 3-0. We're just getting started, and everyone needs to invest a little bit more. Mm-hmm. I loved what Coach Prime said earlier in the week of you need to go to the vending machine, put some money in, and expect nothing to come out. Yep. That's what they need. They need to just give right now to the game. Deposit, everyone talks about make a deposit every single day into your bank account. This week is double the deposit. Yep. You got to deposit extra this week to get the result you want.
I mean, it's going to be their toughest matchup to this point. Of course, TCU is a dogfight, but to me, I feel like there's a lot of similarities, not only in the build-up to this week, but just what people are saying nationally about this game to what we heard going into week 1 versus TCU. They're 21-point dogs. Yep. No one is giving them a chance. They're going into a very hostile environment, and it's just about really blocking out the noise and just focusing on this team and what your job is really on the field.
Totally. Yeah, you're right. It does have similar vibes. It's so funny. I tweeted this out today because people are lining up in droves to dunk on Colorado for losing on the road to a top 10 team. That's what they think they're really going to get. Yeah. Really. Oh, here comes 21-point dog. And they think, this is finally going to be our opportunity to bury the Buffs for losing on the road to a top 10 team, which no one would ever care about in that way. The receipt game, the clapbacks, the do you believe nows will be out of this world.
Oh yeah.
If Uncle Neely was here, he would make sure I say win the Buffs, win this game on Saturday. Well, it looks like we lost sound. Listen.
You're still going.
One second.
Can they hear me?
I have no idea what's going on.
Let us know if you can hear Jim.
Check. Can I just let it rip?
It's coming off of the computer all of a sudden. Oh my god. What is happening today?
Well, we are working on audio. Do you want to just put up a graphic?
Yeah.
They can't hear either.
Okay, hang on, let me turn this off.
So she sounds great.
They said we can hear you, just not out of the mic.
It's coming from the computer right now.
We are back. Shout out, chat.
Shout out to Alyssa and Kale.
Yes, of course.
Who had all the pressure on them.
Yep.
They had to scramble. It's like a kind of like a halftime adjustment situation.
Yeah.
Where like you're in the locker room, you've got a few minutes to get it right, and then you got to go back out there and perform. And they did it. They pulled it off.
Yeah. All-star production team here at DNVR. I think we have
Everyone show Alyssa some love in the chat.
Yeah.
She's having a day. She's having a day, so she could use some love, and she deserves it.
for sure. Alyssa's been a rock star ever since she got here.
Yep.
Keeps on killing it. Do we have Unc back by chance? No. Okay.
All right, we'll get Unc back here in just a second.
I can't remember what I was talking about.
We were just talking about the vibe and the feeling like, okay, I just saw some idiot in the comments say, the cult of Deion dies tomorrow. It's like, oh yeah, in the world where they lose to a top 10 team on the road, that's the end of it all. Everyone just says, oh, all right, pack it up, we're going home. They lost a game. We thought they were never going to lose ever. Like, these people are crazy. And they think that the expectation is for Colorado to win the national championship this year.
It's wild.
And they really just don't understand where CU came from,
Yep.
what Coach Prime is taking over, what he had on his plate coming in here, and the incredible job that he's already done to get this team to 3-0.
Yeah.
Like, people say the word overhyped, and I loved what Coach Prime said about it to Taylor Rooks, which is just like, we don't overhype ourselves.
Yeah.
Like, no one ever over there is saying like we're the greatest team in the country. Mm-hmm. They're all very confident in themselves, as they should be, but it's not anyone's fault at Colorado that ESPN wants to talk about them on every single show.
Right. I mean, I think if you ask Coach Prime, well, not even if you asked him, but he's setting a standard, not just for this year, but for the entire program, for the entire time he's here. Like, they expect to win, and they expect to win every single game.
Of course.
So they're not going to act different going into this matchup. They're not intimidated by Oregon. They're not intimidated by Dan Lanning, by the number 10 ranking. But then I think if you ask Coach Prime, I think this is how he'd want it. Have them be massive underdogs. Have it be literally Colorado versus everyone once again. And I think that's when you really see the best of this team come out. We saw last week when they were big favorites, and of course it was a rivalry game and everything. But I think they're just more comfortable in this setting.
Yeah. And also, like, of course they expect to win every game. Every competitor in the world expects to win every game, no matter who they're going up against. Credit to Kenny Dillingham. Did you see his little rant the other day?
Yeah.
And he was like,
Channeling his inner Herm Edwards.
He's like, if I'm playing one-on-one against Michael Jordan in basketball, I'm playing to win.
Yep.
I'm not playing to like let him dunk on me and go tell my friends about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you are going into every opportunity as a competitor to go win. So yeah, they expect to win every single game. They should.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to see where Neely's at right now. But I don't know, man. It's just hilarious, the narratives, and how just because the team started off hot at 3-0, everyone now thinks that we're thinking national championship and perfect season. And that should be what the team should be going for. Obviously, they should try to win every game, but it's just wild. That's why I said perspective earlier in the week. Like, I feel like we as a collective community have a great perspective of what this team is, what the standard is, and where we're going. But nationally, everyone just thinks that, 3-0 start, how far can they go, basically? They don't realize it's year one of an entire process, basically.
Yep, 100%. All right, I think we have Neely back.
We got Unc joining in right now. The team just arrived. We'll have some video for you guys on that later on today. We'll also hear from Coach Kelly. Uncle Neely spoke to him, I think yesterday or the day before. So we have some coaching perspective. There he is, Unc.
There he is, up close and personal.
Hey, what did I miss?
Just some technical difficulties. Just one of those days over here, Unc.
I love it. Hey, well, the team is now, the defense is meeting behind me, the offense in the room. Then they're going to have a quick full team meeting then head over to Oregon Stadium for a little walkthrough. So the first time that they're there is not for game day. So we're going to go over there in about an hour or less. Man, energy is high. You know, they walked in with a bounce in their step. Coach Prime walked in with a bounce in his step. We're loving it. Good vibes.
Yeah, what I was asking you right before we lost you was, you know, we talked about earlier that they're going to go away from the it's personal thing this week. It's a new week, new vibe, new mantra. Just from your experience watching the team this week, what is the vibe? What is the message? What is the feeling?
You know, I think it's one that's unspoken. You know, I think this team realizes each week the world is watching them, but each week the world doesn't believe. You know, we went to TCU as underdogs. No way you're going to beat defending national champ, a team that was in the national championship, number 17 in the country. We did that. They said, oh, man, historic rivalry in Nebraska. No way that's going to happen. We did that. Then we walked into a game that everyone had us favored, and it was like, well, it's a trap game, and they won't be able to handle Colorado State and everything they're going to throw at them. And we did that. So here it is now, another week with half the world force, half the world watching to see us finally lose one. But nothing has changed with this team. They are looking forward to this challenge, understanding that they're ranked number 19, understanding that Oregon is ranked number 10, but they don't pay attention to those rankings or players, or, you know, they just go out and play the game. So they're not playing, you know, Bo Nix in Oregon. They're playing the next guys on the schedule. And they believe in themselves so much and what they can do as a unit. Their ranking records don't matter. They're ready to play.
Unc, I mean, you already talked about the parallels for TCU there, but just watching you guys and all the YouTube channels this week, it seems like the team is preparing for a lot of man coverage, something that they faced a lot against TCU. Do you think Shedeur is going to have those one-on-one opportunities and just be able to pick matchups across the field on Saturday?
Hey, let's pray he does. You know, when you're passing at 78 to 82% a clip, man, you know, please give us those opportunities. We want those opportunities. Let's hope they're in man all afternoon long so the world can see once again that Shedeur Sanders is not a fluke with his accuracy. You know, so it really, at the end of the day, though, Jake, I don't think it matters for Shedeur what coverage or defense they present to him. You know, he's going to do his thing. But as a fan watching the game, you know, man, you give me some one-on-one opportunities with this quarterback that we have and the accuracy he has and the speed that we have over the top. You know, Zay Weaver, man, had a phenomenal practice this week. You know, he was eating it up over the top. So, hey, Oregon, please. Yeah, guard him with one person.
That's what I mean. We've been talking about that, the three of us, since before the season. Like, play man coverage against this team at your own peril, because you saw what Dylan Edwards can do with easy passes out to the flat against man coverage. We've seen what guys like Jimmy can do, what guys like Zay can do, and then we know that Shedeur Sanders is the best quarterback in the country in the clutch. He's also the best quarterback in the country under pressure, which, guess what that means? He's the best quarterback in the country.
Yep.
So, you know, we hope that Oregon wants to do more of what they do rather than reacting to what Colorado does. And hey, I'll put the ball in Oregon's court. If you're so confident that you are so much better than Colorado, prove it.
Yep.
Prove it by playing man coverage. If you think you can win that way, let's see it.
Hey, I love that reverse psychology, Arcade, man. That was magnifique. that was brilliant to get them to bite. But again, man, let me double down on it. The acumen that Shedeur Sanders brings to the table for this and any other game, I don't think he's concerned about it too much. I think it's a game time feel. He looks out there, you know, you got film now, you see what people like to do, but that doesn't mean that's what they're going to do against you. You know, he said the same thing about Colorado State in the slow start there, that he was figuring out what they were presenting defensively, and you saw what happened when it got figured out. And so as long as our defense, you know, can hold up and make some plays happen on their line of scrimmage, I firmly believe in our secondary on defense and absolutely believe in our quarterback. And I want to see what our running backs are going to do tomorrow. You know, we are no doubt about it when it comes to running the ball at the line of scrimmage. You know, we're down there, man. We're less than 2 yards per carry. Now they're flying out there on the passing game. But when it comes to that handoff and just hitting one of those gaps and going, you know, we got to do better and have a mentality that we want to run. So that's one of the upsides I'm looking for, to see, you know, what the running game is going to do, because I think you're going to see Alton McCaskill some.
I love it, man. I mean, without Travis, obviously a lot of things change, but it seems like Javon Antonio is going to be back in the fold. Also, we had Chick. I mean, he's had a few great games.
You can keep talking.
But I'm just interested to see offensively, how do you feel like Javon's going to be able to help pick up the slack this Saturday?
Well, before I answer that question, I got to bring a special guest on. I'm gonna let you stand there, Pastor. I'm gonna talk on this side. You got E. Dewey Smith, who is Coach Prime's personal spiritual advisor and pastor. He's here.
What's going on, fellas?
What's going on?
What's up?
How y'all doing?
We're doing great, man. Hey, we need we need a little pep talk here. What do you got for us?
Hey, man, I already prayed straight into the O line, and D line. I already prayed into them. We gonna have physicality. We're gonna do our assignments. We're not going for the crosses that happened last week. No drop passes. The ball's getting out of Shedeur's hand in 2.8 seconds max. We ready to go.
I love it. Pastor's breaking down ball for us. This is good shit.
We ready to go, brother. We ready to go. Let's go. Go Bucks. Go Bucks.
Pastor, good to see you, man.
Love it. Thank you, Pastor.
Thank you, Pastor.
In the hallway with Coach Prime, I had to grab him real quick. So sorry about that, Jake. Now give me that question again.
Just with Javon coming back, how impactful do you think he can be with Travis's injury and just what the offense has to do to try and adjust with that?
Well, I think it is nothing but upside with him coming back. I mean, that is a big dude, man. He is a big body. He's fast. He's long. He's got great hands. The world hasn't really seen him yet in a Colorado uniform. So I think he's going to present some wrinkles that they have not had film on to prepare for. And I also think that, Shedeur knows how to find a favorable matchup. And when you got a body like Javon Antonio out there, man, there's not a matchup that he ain't favorable. When you look at his speed and his size and his strength, not if he catches it, when he catches it, you ain't bringing him down. So I'm looking for number 4 to have a big impact, man, because you saw it happen late in the game in overtime with Travis going out, and then you had Mikey stepping in. I think this is the week you see number 4, Javon, step up.
Love it, man. And then just defensively, I know Carter's situation is up in the air. Sounds like Omarian's just going to be the number 1 guy. I know you mentioned we believe in the secondary too, but that cornerback 2 spot, who are you expecting to kind of be the impactful guy there this weekend?
I'm going to go with Omarion, man. It could go lots of ways. This is going to be, again, about matchups, about who, has what it takes on game day against their guy. So I think you're going to see a lot of changes in that spot. Kevin Mathis, secondary coach, has those guys ready to go. Of course, the defense coordinator extraordinaire and Charles Kelly, has some schemes for him. And again, I think that what we have going for us is that because there's going to be so many personnel changes with a Travis going out, because frankly, you don't replace Travis Hunter with one person. You replace him with 2 or 3 guys number-wise. Y'all remember that movie Moneyball where they were trying to replace Giambi? You just had to put some things together to get there. I think that's what you're going to see tomorrow, is that you're going to see favorable matchups take place and guys go in and out on a substitution. So that's what we got to be careful of, is making sure that when they sub, we get guys out there on the field in time for those matchups.
Love it.
They're killing me right now.
You're getting cooked.
They're killing me in the comments, Unc, because I said good shit to the pastor.
I loved it. I don't know if you saw it down low, but I fist bumped him when you said it. Like,
all right.
If y'all don't know, E. Dewey Smith out of Atlanta, man, is I guess the term is mega pastor, large following on Instagram and social media. Coach Prime's personal spiritual advisor. He comes to games and meets with Coach before and after. And I believe he's heard somebody say shit before, RK. So I think you're still good. I'm going to heaven.
You just lifted a weight off my shoulders. But thank you. And to everyone who was actually offended by that, I am sorry.
No, you're not.
I am. I probably need more God in my life. So
well, we all need that, but that don't mean you're a bad guy.
True.
That is true. Honestly, everyone's being a pretty good sport about it. But I am who I am. I don't know. I can't. There's nothing I can do about it.
It's all right.
I wish we had a secondary camera here, because I was off to the side when you said it, and I just started punching the air. gonna bring up. Like, he just cussed at a pastor. I love it.
I thought shit was fair game. I don't.
I mean, it is in my.
I'm learning something new every
It
day.
is in my vocab.
Hey man, we planned your engagement while I was taking the shit, so I think it's fair game.
Oh my gosh.
Unc, what's your schedule look like tonight? What's the pregame routine for tomorrow looking like as well?
Well, slightly different because normally the team comes in and gets a practice in here. So we are going to go by the stadium in about an hour, come back for team meetings, where the coaches speak to players and give them that last motivation. Then they got some walkthroughs. We get out here tomorrow, man, about 2 hours before kickoff and head to the stadium, which is just a short drive away. And the world is going to see a show, man. I think once again, these guys are prepared. It's so amazing to see a team go through the rigors and routines of being so favored by the fans, but yet such an underdog, from those experts in Vegas. And the experts in Vegas hadn't gotten it right yet. 3 weeks in a row, and they've been wrong on what they said was going to happen with Colorado football.
Love it. Let's hit a break real quick.
Yes.
All right. Real quick shout out to our friends over at Factor Meal Kits. Guys, meal kits are awesome, but the cooking sucks. Factor takes all that out. All their meals come prepackaged and pre-portioned, ready to heat up. It only takes 2 minutes in the microwave. Not only that, they're delicious. Everything I've had from them is great. The smoothies are great. Tons of protein options. They even got keto options. Vegetarian, I believe, as well.
Best.
You're a big Factor fan, aren't you?
I am. To me, it's the only way to stay on a diet is if you have like food ready for you. Mm-hmm. The number one time where you mess it up is when you're starving and you don't have anything in the house.
Yep.
So I need to get back on the Factor grind, honestly. Just like I probably need to go to church.
There you go. Head on over to factormeals.com/DNVRbuffs50 and use that code DNVRbuffs50 to get 50% off. Again, that's DNVRbuffs50 at factormeals.com/DNVRbuffs50, and you will get 50% off a Factor meal kit. And then, of course, a major shout out to Game Time. This episode of the DNVR Pregame Show is brought to you by Game Time. Literally the only place to go and get your Buffs tickets for this year.
Legit.
Completely sold out. I think Neely said Oregon, this is the only game that they sold out so far this year.
Yep.
So if you want to get in tomorrow, Game Time's your spot.
And I have a buddy who works at Oregon, and he said they released a bunch of standing room only tickets. So he thinks it's going to be record attendance at Autzen Stadium, which means that would be 4 straight weeks of the Coach Prime era, setting a record in whatever stadium they're playing in.
Well, I'm sure they're probably going to set a record for broadcast numbers too, with it being a top 25 matchup.
Yep.
I can't wait for tomorrow. If you want to get into the stadium or get into any Buffs games this year, head on over to Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use that code BUFFS, BUFFS, for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code BUFFS, BUFFS, for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last-minute ticket, lowest price guaranteed. All right, do we still have Unc along with us? What's up, Unc? All right. Just looking forward to this game. I mean, obviously the offensive line has been Shedeur's the most hit and most pressured quarterback in the country at this point. What changes have you seen so far in practice to kind of help relieve that?
Just that. I think that the offensive line, feels it more than he does. I think that they realize they have been letting him down, and it's their job to protect him. And I think that this week in practice, Coach OB had those guys dialed up, to say, look, man, this is just not allowable. One game was, 8 sacks. This is just not allowable for QB1 in any program, particularly one of Shedeur Sanders' magnitude. But it does also speak to Shedeur's toughness to be able to stand in that pocket and still deliver the ball. You never see him beating up the offensive line. He knows that they are, capable of doing better and will do better, but they're also at this point in the juncture doing the best that they can. And there's another wrinkle of that, Jake, that comes. Somewhere there's a guy at another institution that's not getting the reps he thinks he wants, and he knows he can make an impact here. And Coach Prime has said time and time again, we're about 7 players away from being a caliber team that could really pursue and win a national championship. And part of that is in our trenches. And so, this is that phase of the season where you got what you got. You got to coach them up. Guys got to get better with game time experience and reps and get their confidence and ability up. But it is what it is. And Shedeur Sanders and this offense is capable of adjusting from it. But I'm looking for more and better protection from those guys. I just don't see Oregon, getting those kind of sacks that we've given up in the past.
Really important question in the comments. I think it was from Too Funkalicious, who said, did they find the mouse in Coach Prime's office?
I don't know if they found it or not, but I know he left it, and he ain't going there until they report. Here, to my buddy Sean, the guy's facility maintenance manager at the building, here's what I suggest y'all do. Find a mouse, take him out, and show Coach Prime that, hey, we got it. Because he ain't going back in there if it's a chance that mouse is still there. He don't play about rats and snakes, man, not at all.
I love it. I have to give a shout out to our designer D-Line, because we had an Airbnb in Philly, and there were some things seen in there.
Yeah.
But he told us after we all got back and we're out of there, he was like, I did see a mouse or rat in there, but I didn't tell anyone. And I was like, thank you so much, because I honestly don't care, but Allie would have cared a lot.
Yep.
And you saved me by not bringing that up until we were back. Also, I just have to say this. Coach Prime's office is attached to the Champion Center, which is attached to the stadium. The place where I have seen the most mice and rats in my life, I'll just say that, I won't even give the caveat, is in a stadium after a game.
For sure.
Like, why wouldn't they be there?
Yeah.
There's food everywhere.
Yep.
So just need to do a better job of locking down Coach Prime's office, but it didn't surprise me at all.
They're just trying to glean some of that Hall of Fame gold.
There you go. There you go. He's trying to get in that prime gravity. Everyone rises up when you get near Coach Prime.
Exactly.
I actually have a contact, man, and we talked to that rodent, and he assured me that it wasn't a personal attack on Prime, that he just knew tickets were hard to come by, and so he was trying to get with Game Time to build his account so that he could use BUFFS to get $20 off. But
there you
somehow, Coach Prime wouldn't speak to him in that regard, so he got the hell out of there. But he was just trying to get a ticket, man. Just, hey, all rats out there, you don't have to go to Prime's office. Go to Game Time, man. Get your ticket.
I love it, man. Obviously, in Oregon at Autzen Stadium, probably one of the most hostile places to play in the country. We saw them doing like the noise prep that they were doing for TCU. I mean, is there any way to prepare for that, though, just with how loud and how raucous the stadium can be?
The noise is one thing that you can prepare for, but I also think the momentum and electricity are real in home environment. What we got to do is just take that home crowd out of it with performance, with our play. The stadium is going to be loud, but it's going to get real quiet if we, 3-and-out them and we go up 7-0 or 14-0. So I don't think the noise is much of a concern. Bartender going by, he stopped. She didn't know she could come by. She's got Bombay style fire, Jim Beam. Noise is that much of an issue because we practice with the noise. But we do have to make sure we take that energy out of the crowd and just that vibe and that home atmosphere. Home stadium, home field advantage matters, man. That's why you have home and road games. So we got to take that crowd out, and that's what will stop the noise.
Love it.
For sure. This is going to be a different test, and I'm excited for it because, the TCU game was a great litmus test for this team. They've had 2 rivalry games back to back, and now you're back to like the find out where you are type of game.
Yep.
Find out where you are, not just for yourselves, but for the nation.
Yeah.
You have a chance to show a lot of things. You have a chance to show you belong in this conversation. You belong in this area where you are ranked. You have a chance to show you belong higher than this. And to me, that's the most exciting part of this game is you have a real chance here to show the whole world that once again they have doubted you and underestimated you.
Hey, I'm bringing on a special guest, man, so you can bring me back up. My twin brother from a different mother with one letter in the last name. Feely, sit yourself there. You're on Thee DNVR Pregame Show live with RK and Jay.
How you guys doing?
What's
up,
up,
Jace?
I'm right there. That's the D right there.
How you doing, man? How's the vibe been this week at practice?
It's been really good, real good. Yeah.
What is your guys' kind of message going into this game? What is your feeling? What is the team thinking as you guys go into this matchup against Oregon?
I mean, the team thinks we want to dominate. I mean, we really want to show that we can dominate a team, and I think we haven't shown that yet, and we have it in us to show that. And I think that's what we're coming here to do. Is we're coming here to show a higher ranked team that we are here and we can dominate. So I think that's the whole process of what we've been going through this week and how we've been thinking.
Jace, this is your guys' second road game. The first game of the season against TCU, you guys came in as big underdogs as well. Does the build-up to this game feel similar to how the build-up for TCU week felt for you guys?
I feel like we're more locked in. I feel like we have more confidence in ourselves, and we've gotten some guys who didn't really think that we had it. We've gotten them on board, and now we're more of a team going into this one than we were the first one.
I like this this Feely and Neely connection we have going on. Yeah. What did it mean to you to get the patch on your jersey?
Oh, I mean, everything. I've worked my butt off for I can't tell you how long to just be a part of a team and really feel like I belong somewhere, and to have that honor and to be able to be called a captain, something I can't describe, and something I'm going to hold true to my entire life. It's a great honor for me.
Well, you earned it, man. Have you ever kicked in this stadium before?
Not in Oregon, no, not yet. Oregon, actually, I got a little personal game this week for me. They pulled my scholarship on signing day, my senior year of high school. It's a little get back for me this week.
That's good.
Wow. Any more background on that you can share?
I mean, I was planning on going there, and I had committed, and on signing day at like 6, 7 a.m. right before I went into school, I got a call, and they had a corner switch, and they're taking a corner over kicker any day of the week. So I don't blame them, but yeah, kind of set me on my path to be here.
Oh no, we blame them.
Yeah.
And you're gonna get it.
Speaking of places of like former schools of interest for you, I'm curious if you and Juwan Mitchell have any sort of connection, just being the fact that you each had experiences with ASU that led you to Colorado.
Oh, now we do. Yeah, I as soon as he got here, I started talking to him, and we've become like best buddies since then. Just kind of giving each other little things that happened since I left and since he was there, and yeah, it's been fun.
Love it, man.
Real quick.
Hey, Jake Arcade, not to push my buddy Feely off, but he's got to go eat so he can get on the bus and not miss the stadium tour. So go get your plate, man.
All right,
Appreciate
thank you guys. Appreciate
Thank you, Jace.
All right, thanks, Jace.
That was awesome, Unc.
Thank you, Ung.
No problem at all, man. Hey, what a great background story about the Oregon connection. With
Yeah.
Love it. That's all. You can only get that on the DNVR pregame show.
Absolutely. Live from the Team Hotel, in Eugene, Oregon. Beautiful downtown Eugene, Oregon. The defense is back there meeting offense. They're coming out, making their place to go into the main team reading room, going to gobble that down, then head over to the stadium. Then come back for the true team meetings where the coaches speak. Then they're going to be wrapping it up, man, bedtime. And, we're here, and it is game day tomorrow, week 4. We waited all year, and now the season's just breezing through, man. We are week 4.
It's crazy, man. It goes by so fast. It's unfair.
It really does. The question I was going to ask Jace that I'll just ask to you guys, did I see him get a forced fumble last week?
He did make a hit on the kick return
That was like a big hit.
He played linebacker.
I know. He popped that dude. The ball went flying.
And he will tell you that he prefers linebacker over kicker. He still likes tackling, man.
I love it.
He's a big dude. He's got body on him, man.
Love it.
That's awesome, man. Do we want to hit another break real quick then?
Yeah, hit a break because the team is about to make their place, and I can grab somebody in that time.
Alrighty.
Sounds good.
Sounds good. Shout out to Snarfs. John Denera approved. But Snarfs has the best sandwiches around, man. They're in Boulder. They're in Denver. Check out Snarf Burgers as well. They're just excellent, man. Perfect meat to cheese ratio, delicious bread. They've been doing it since 1996. And you can head on over to any of their locations around the Denver area. Be sure to download the Snarfs app, and you can use our code DNVR fans, DNVR FANS, by September 30th to earn a BOGO 7-inch sub. Buy one, get one free. Alyssa's going to show you how to do it right here in the app. But you just download the Snarfs app, you create an account, you go to the More section, click on coupons, enter in that code DNVRFANS, and enjoy your buy one, get one free sandwich. Shout out to Snarfs, man. They're just amazing. They're like a Denver staple.
Yeah, for real. I can't get over this story with Jace.
Yeah.
That's nasty work to pull a guy's offer if he's committed on signing day.
Yep. Pretty dirty.
And I realize like it's gonna be the kicker, right?
Yeah.
Like if someone's got to go.
Yeah.
And they had an opportunity to bring in a big corner, but man, college football can be nasty at times.
It really is a harsh business. Okay,
Oh,
and then
let's go.
shout out to Fubo TV, the best place to watch college football and the NFL season. They're going to have the Pac-12 network, so all those games that are hard to watch and kind of hit it on there, you're covered with Fubo. You also get 1,000 hours of cloud DVR. Go ahead and record all those games. Go back and watch them whenever. And you can watch all of that college football and NFL with a 15% off your first month of Fubo Pro. Just go to www.fubotv.com/DNVR. Again, www.fubotv.com/DNVR. And you can sign up for 15% off your first month of Fubo Pro. Let's go back to Unc. I think he's got another guest for us, a show favorite.
Let's go. There he is.
What up, Coach? How you
Our
doing?
guy.
Right here. Is this it?
There you go.
There you go.
What's up, fellas? What's going on, baby?
Not much, Coach. We're doing well, man. How you guys feeling going into this top 25 matchup tomorrow?
Man, it's a song we've been listening to lately by Benny Siegel called I Can Feel It in the Air. Okay?
Okay.
So I'm putting that out there for everybody. Y'all need to go download that song, and when you hear it, you'll know. And it kind of originates really from the old song In the Still of the Night. Y'all know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
What's that song? It's the guy from overseas. What's the
I can't think of his name. I know the song.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I can't think of the name. But anyway, that's how we feeling. It's a tingle out here, man. It's an excitement. Phil Collins. It was Phil Collins.
Phil Collins. Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. It's a tingle, man. It's a feeling in the air, brother. We out here in Duck Country, and we came out here to handle business, man. And I'm excited to go to this historical stadium, play this historical team in front of millions of our fans watching on TV who's going to be rooting us on. And we're going to give them a show. We can't wait to get out here and get the W and win and come back to Boulder and celebrate it. It's just electric right now, brother. It's electric. The kids are focused. I mean, we came all the way on the buses. It was a little chatter, but it wasn't nothing foolish. It wasn't nothing too loose. I mean, it was yes, sir, no, sir, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. They got to their place. They got to sit down, got their walk through one real meetings done. I mean, these guys, they know what's up here, and they know what they can come home with. And we ready to do that for Boulder, man.
I love it, man. I have a couple things. It was weird not having you on the show last week because we have so many things to catch up. First of all, you guys have played your best games after you were on the pregame show. So this is a good sign. Second of all, I haven't caught up with you after a couple things. One, I promised you the atmosphere at Folsom would be insane compared to the atmosphere at TCU. So I just want your review.
Listen, you were right, man. That student section is off the chain. And the fact that they were there so early, like they were there so early, and they had the towels going and all that kind of stuff for both games. No, you're right, man. Hats off to you. Folsom, definitely number one in that. And they stormed the field again. Dude, I was right in the middle. I loved every minute of it.
That was going to be my next question. You said you wanted them to storm the field. I told you they don't care about the rules about storming the field here. Now, since we've seen you, they've stormed the field twice.
They stormed the field twice, and you're right about the rules, because they stormed the field, I swear it was like maybe 30, 40 seconds left on the clock. Yeah. They're already out there. We have some wild Buff fans, man.
And
they're
I,
really down for
Coach Hart,
Buffs.
let me hop in. I love when Coach Prime, they announced his challenge. They said, hey, Coach Prime was asking no one to storm the field. And they're like, I don't care.
Dude, they are. I mean, it's a good rally though. Okay, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to get misconstrued. It's a good rally though. I love it. The energy was electric, man. You told me, and yeah, they were way better than TCU fans. Way better. They were there so early though, bro. That's what got me. How early they were there, and the stands were packed so early.
And this guy's got to go eat too, so we can do the stadium. So I don't want you to miss your meal.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I'm eating tomorrow.
Okay.
Roast duck.
I gotta do like Thanksgiving. You know, the night before Thanksgiving, you don't eat. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
well,
sir.
Those people know how to celebrate Thanksgiving the right way. The day before, you're supposed to fast. You're not supposed to eat. So then on Thanksgiving, you can really give homage and then be thankful for all that he's provided for you. Okay? So y'all start doing that.
Yes, sir.
All right. Go
Thank
have
you,
some
Coach.
celery or something.
Hey, Coach Hart, before you walk off, I got to tell you something about that guy right there.
Which one? Oh,
That one, yeah, RK.
oh, not the one we usually pick on?
No, not the one we usually pick on. That one.
Uh-oh, here we go.
Okay.
I brought Pastor E. Dewey Smith on, and he said shit to him. He cussed at the pastor.
You cussed at the Lord's servant
I messed up, Coach.
to save all. You cussed at it? Are you with Peter? You must be under Peter's ministry.
I'm a what?
Under Peter's ministry. You must be under the cussing ministry because Peter used to cuss.
You're speaking foreign language to me right now, which is why I probably made that mistake.
All right, Coach.
Thank you, Coach.
And
Thanks,
that's why
Coach.
Trey Hart will continue to be a fan favorite of the DNVR Pregame Show because you just never know what you're going to get with him, but you're going to get something.
You're a legend, Uncle.
He's the best. He's the best. I knew you were going to do that to me, too. I was just waiting for it.
It's hilarious, man. I wish we had a camera over to the side because when and that's why I introduced him. I said, hey, Coach Prime's pastor, spiritual advisor. I didn't want to leave any stone unturned that you guys not know this is a religious man. And 10 seconds in, you drop an S-bomb.
I don't know, man. I am who I am. Do you know, are there like, is there like a confessional I can go to after this to clear my name?
Just confess, man. You're absolved. You're good. I don't know what to do, but yeah.
All right.
Anyway, but we'll try.
I'm actually embarrassed. I hope you guys can see the red in my face. Usually it's Jake who turns red in the face. This time it's me. I'm embarrassed. I messed that one up. My bad.
It's all good.
It's all good, man. I would try to get Tank's attention, but he's fixing the plate and he's a big boy, and I don't want to get in between Tank and fixing the plate. But it'd be great if I could grab an offensive lineman. So I'm going to keep an eye out as we continue to talk.
Sure. How much time do you have left, Unc?
Because Neely don't miss no meals either. I would love to grab a roll before we go to the stadium, but I'm going to try to watch the team as they get toward the end and then hop on myself.
All right. Well, this has been awesome, man. Coach Hart is unbelievable. I wish he could just join the show full time. Like us three, Coach Hart. It's too bad that he has a much better job than us.
Hey, he's going to be running his own show soon enough as a head coach.
The DNVR bar, but because of his real job, it's just difficult. But we're gonna make it happen, man. And,
love it, man.
Hey, y'all talking? Let me try Tank real fast.
All right. Sounds good. Man,
you okay?
I'm great. I'm good. I'm good. I feel like everyone. I didn't get cooked as bad as it could have been worse, right?
Sure.
I feel like everyone knows me, knows that I'm or at least thinks that I'm a good person.
You are a good person. We just have potty mouth. That's all.
Yeah, I was I've never been in that situation before. I learned my lesson. But I remember when we were sitting here before TCU and we talked to all the assistant coaches, and I told you I had a text from a buddy who said, okay, now I believe. Mm-hmm. Listen to that confidence.
I know.
From Coach Hart. And I really wanted to ask him about Juju Mitchell, but
me too, yeah.
The confidence from him is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Actually, it's quite believable at this point.
Yeah.
But it's special. The confidence that they have, they're believers. As he explained to us, they believe. And man, that's a powerful thing.
Absolutely, man. I mean, we've talked about this coaching staff a lot and just how experienced they are. Let's go back to something here. So I put this tweet out, I believe, on Tuesday that CU is the 4th team ever to go 1-11 and then the next year start 3-0. All the other 3 teams ended up going 4-0. One of those teams was Coach Brewster's Miami Gophers in 2008. They actually ended up finishing 7-6. So, like, he's even been in this exact situation before.
Yes, he is. Unc, you better adjust that camera a little bit so you can get Tank all the way in there. What's going on, man?
What up, Tank?
I want you to know how serious this is. I'm holding Tank's plate. Right? You see the plate, you got the pasta, you got the meatballs. So we're not going to have a whole tank long because this big boy's got to eat.
I was going to say that food looks hot, so we aren't going to keep you too long so that you can eat it while it's hot. But, man, I saw a clip this week of you talking with the pass rushers, and it's something that we actually talked about when we interviewed you at Media Day, of just working with those guys and helping each other to get better. But what can you just dive into that relationship for us and what that's been like for you guys trying to help each other be the best you can be?
Yeah, so pretty much we were talking about pretty much what we were seeing on film this week and pretty much what the D-line was doing against our O-line. So we were checking out, for our O-line guys, we were trying chop ribs, a lot of bullet powers. And so I think it was D-Mac who came up to us and he was just kind of talking to us and he was like, oh, what do you guys see on film? Like, what do their DNs do? Because that's what we need to go against, because whatever they do, they've been practicing for all fall camp in the last 3 weeks, you know. So I was pretty much telling D-Mac that they're pretty much just a long arm bull team and a lot of chops and whatever really goes around. I'm not going to tell too much because I don't know who's watching right now.
Oh, they're watching.
Yeah, I know. But I'm not going to say too much, but I just gave him a little insight of what I thought would work. And we just kind of got after it after practice, kind of like looked at it together, kind of just worked on it really.
Tank, I'll ask you this and we'll let you go. Just what is the keys to victory for you guys on the offensive line this weekend?
You know, start fast. Just do our thing on offense, get the ball rolling on the floor a little bit more than the pass game. We're not going to rely. Well, we're going to rely on everything, but I think today is a great mental preparation day, and tomorrow is going to be a full-rounded football team that we haven't seen before from the CU bus. So I'm excited for it. You know, really excited.
Let's go, man. Well, we'll let you go and get to that hot plate of food. I know Neely's teasing you with it right now.
Yeah, there you go. Take it away, Tank. Eat it while it's hot. Get fueled up. Good luck.
Good luck, Tank. Thank you.
Hey, and it's amazing how I had to adjust the camera when you walked out, man.
And it still wasn't high enough.
I know.
No, this thing is legit 6'10", man. Like, come on. That's a big boy.
All right.
But I do think this, man, about the offensive line play. I think that they have taken it as a personal challenge. I think they're embarrassed by some of the things they have given up. But it's an embarrassment that's not causing them to fold. It's an embarrassment that's causing them to blossom. They are engaged and challenging each other and demanding more of each other, but in a team kind of building way because they know they got to protect too. So, and Tank is on that left side. It's time to go to work tomorrow, man.
Love it, man.
Hey, I know you need a hot plate of food too, Unc, so we're going to let you go.
Hey, man, I appreciate it. And once again, let me just underscore the value of this partnership between the Pregame Show and DNVR Buffs Lives. There's no place in Colorado football, there's no place in college football that you can get this kind of access and content the night before a game, right after the game, throughout the week. Man, hey, God bless you guys. I know God is going to continue to bless us, even though Ryan cussed to the pastor. Past that. We got so much more to come in the weeks and weeks to weeks the rest of this season. Shout out to Game Time for coming on board. Let me get my app going and get me a ticket with $20 off using BUFFS. Hey, but it's been a pleasure today. Neely, don't miss no meal. I'm going to fix me a plate.
All right, Neely. Thank you so much.
Love you, Unc. Thank you.
Appreciate you for everything that you do. And this will hopefully be the last one that we aren't with you on the road.
Let's do it.
All right.
Appreciate you, Unc.
There
We'll talk
he
to you
is,
soon.
the man, Uncle Neely.
And there he goes.
That plate of food looked good, man.
That looked like a fillet.
Yeah, it did. That was fire.
All right.
And I mean,
go ahead.
That dude is so good at what he does. No matter what it is, whether he's vlogging, whether he's talking to Coach Prime doing an interview, whether he's a personality on the set with us, or whether he's literally in our industry, we call it a booker, someone getting guests.
Yep.
He can do it all, man. He's a jack of all trades, and he's good at they say jack of all trades, master of none. I'll say jack of all trades, master of all.
Yeah, he's amazing. This partnership's been amazing. Looking forward to the rest of the year, of course. Let's talk about this game. Let's make some predictions. But first, shout out to our friends at Breckenridge Brewery. Guys, come down to the DNVR bar tomorrow. I think doors open as early as 9, but of course, kickoff is at 1:30 out here. You want to get here early if you want to hang out with us and a bunch of other Buffs fans to watch this game. We're going to have tons of Breck brews on tap. We got them in cans as well. The Broncos Country Pale Ale, Avalanche Amber, Mile High City Golden, all that good stuff. I think we'll probably crack open at least 1 or 2 Breck brews on the watch along tomorrow, which I'm very hyped about.
Yeah, for sure. Some Breck brews, some Breck distillery. And for me, I'm excited because after the Buffs get this dub, I'm going to be able to properly celebrate.
Of course.
Because we're going to be right into the post-game show.
Yep.
And then we are going to be right down in the bar.
Yep. It's amazing.
No hesitation.
So check out their beer locator at www.breckbrew.com, and you can find a Breck brew near you. And then finally, shout out to Shady Rays. Block out the haters, block out the Rams fans with your Shady Rays. Independent sunglasses company that offers a world-class product. Strong, durable frames, extremely clear polarized lenses. You can head on over to the Park Meadows Mall or go online to shadyrays.com. Use the code DNVR and you will get 50% off 2 or more pairs of polarized sunglasses, and you can try for yourself. The shade's rated 5 stars by over 250,000 people.
Love it.
All right, tons of people watching right now. Guys, hit the like button. Also subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. We will greatly appreciate your 5-star review. That is a lot of super chats
really
we have to
quick.
get to.
One person said that, you guys should be there, do a better job of planning.
We try.
Well, but we learn. We live and learn, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes you accidentally say shit to a pastor, You live and learn. That'll guarantee that never happens again.
Yep.
Sometimes you learn that if you wait too long to book a hotel in Eugene, they'll all be gone.
Yep.
That's never happened to me in any other city I've been to. Like, I'm used to going to Philly and Chicago and Phoenix, where you can wait as long as you want. There's always going to be a place to stay. Didn't happen in Oregon. So obviously we're not going back to Oregon, but in the future, we'll do a better job of planning. In the future, I won't curse in front of pastors.
We are going to be on the road quite a bit this season. I mean, we're going to make a bowl game. I'm sure we'll go to that. We got ASU coming up. That's going to be lit as well. So we'll have plenty of opportunities down the line. But honestly, I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to do a watch along and hang out with people at the bar, though.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be amazing. The vibes in this bar, not again.
Oh,
all right,
Lord.
throw up a graphic if you can.
1 second, guys.
Now I really don't know what's going on.
Connor says he's got us.
Let us know. Is the audio still an issue? Okay, yes, it is.
Microphone's off.
Can you put up a graphic?
1 second. 1 second.
Crazy.
We're just facing adversity today. It's all right. We always come out stronger on the other side.
Yeah. You can't.
Oh, okay.
You can get into the chat even if you start the show late. So maybe those people started the show late. Okay, we're good. Sorry, it was a false alarm. There was like 3 people who said the audio is a problem. So when it's one person, I'm like, false alarm. 3 people, I was like, we got an issue.
All right, let's make some predictions, though.
Wait, what were we just talking about?
Just the bar. And stuff.
Yeah. I just the vibe in this bar has been so incredible for all of these games, and we haven't been here yet.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it was meant to be for us to be able to experience this with our people.
Of course. I mean, I remember just all the games last year, sitting in the bar, and all the people that still came out for a bad team. It was a lot of fun. So I can only imagine what tomorrow's going to be like.
And it's going to be really special. I wonder if there's a picture somewhere of you and me watching the USC game alone in an empty bar. It was literally me, Jake, and one bartender.
Yep.
Who's just waiting to close up, almost like looking over at us with a side eye, like,
What are you doing?
are you guys gonna watch this whole game? We're like, we have to.
Yeah.
So the combination of that with what it's gonna look like in here tomorrow, which by the way we open at 9 a.m. It'll be full by 11.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I'm gonna have to come in the back when I show up tomorrow.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
You're too cool to come in the front.
I mean, I can't. I don't want to walk through a wave of people to try and get up here.
Also, you're lucky Neely wasn't here when you just said that.
Why? Oh, Jesus Christ, man!
You can say that now.
All right.
It's a good thing you didn't say it earlier.
Let's make some predictions. Offensive player of the game. Are we counting Shedeur in this?
No, it's always going to be him.
Right. So, offensive player of the game besides Shedeur Sanders. Who you going
Dylan
with?
Edwards.
Let's go.
Give me Dylan Edwards. They are going to blitz. What happens when you blitz? You leave the flats open.
Mm-hmm.
What happens when the flats are open? Dylan Edwards gets out there. What happens when Dylan Edwards opens the flat? Shedeur Sanders gets him the ball. He is going to make plays tomorrow. And for a school in Oregon who has been the kings of having speedy backs,
Yep.
they're going to get a little taste of one of the best speedy backs in the country tomorrow.
I love it. I'm going to go with Zay. No Travis, no problem. Not really, but Zay. Let's prove you're one of the best receivers in the country. Let's have a fourth straight amazing game. Go over 100. Let's go for 2 tuds. I think Zay is, you can't replace Travis, but I think Zay could be the guy who just elevates his game and just softens that blow a little bit less than it should. So,
love it. I mean, Jimmy Horn's another guy who, like, again,
course.
if you're going to give him single coverage, you better have someone who can run with him,
Yep.
or else he's going to make some big plays. We've yet to see like a deep post.
yep.
I think that little skinny post out of the slot, that's a lot, could be prime and ready tomorrow.
I love it, man. Defensive player of the game, of course, no Travis Hunter. Someone else is going to have to step up at cornerback across from Amari and Cooper. But who are you going to go for defensive player of the game?
Give me Shiloh.
Let's go, man.
Obviously, leading the team in tackles, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And he's been making big plays in that way. But last week, an interception and a forced fumble. The best characteristic of this defense is they're opportunistic. Shiloh right at the forefront of making those things happen. To me, one of the keys to winning tomorrow is forcing turnovers, and Shiloh has that in him. I'm going to say that he gets an interception tomorrow, an interception or a forced fumble tomorrow.
I love it, man. I'm torn. I want to say Juju Mitchell, but I think I'm going to throw out Jordan Dominic / Taj Alston.
That would be huge.
We need the pressure
one.
Bo Nix. Go with Jordan Dominic then. He's been making plays behind the line of scrimmage. I think he's already up to 4.5 tackles for a loss on the season. I think he's up to 2 sacks. One of those was last week when the quarterback ran out of bounds and he was the nearest guy. If he can get 2 sacks and just create havoc and make Bo Nix uncomfortable. We've seen Bo Nix uncomfortable, what he can do, or lack of what he can do, I guess. That's got to be the key to this game because they haven't really faced any adversity in terms of pressure Oregon has yet. And that's just something I think that could completely wreck the game.
Yeah, absolutely. Dark horse?
Dark horse of the game. Do we have the same guy?
Well, I want to ask if this is allowed.
Of course it is.
Alton?
Of course.
Okay, all right, that's allowed. As we've talked about before, there's no real dark horses on this team because we all know the roster so well.
Yep.
But when you talk about a dark horse, it's something that people aren't expecting. And I think that true CU fans that have been here with us are expecting this. But the rest of the country, Oregon, everyone else, does not know about Alton McCaskill yet. And if he goes out there and has a big game, people are going to say, whoa, where did this guy come from?
I know. Yep.
This isn't fair. They got more?
Yep.
Someone in the comments said Gant could debut tomorrow. That'd be really cool.
Hopefully.
I don't know. Travis J, another guy who could potentially debut tomorrow. Javon Antonio, guy who I think would be a great pick for a dark horse if you didn't go Alton McCaskill. But Alton McCaskill goes out there and runs like we know he can, and it makes a big difference.
I would pick Michael Harrison, but I got to go with Alton.
Yeah.
I mean, this is one of the worst rushing attacks in the country as it currently stands. I think he can add some instant pop just I mean, he's one of those guys, break one tackle and all of a sudden it's a negative 2-yard loss and it's an 8-yard gain. So you need to see that from him. He needs to be running tough. And I think that's why Coach saved him. He wanted him to be 110% himself when he's back on the field. I think we're going to get that. And just not only that, his ability as a blocker. He's a big guy, man. He's over 6 foot. He's around 220 pounds. Just picking up those blitzes and helping Shedeur in pass protection. I mean, we know what the offensive line has gone through. If they just get a little bit more help, Shedeur gets that extra half a second on some of those plays. Who knows? I mean, those could be touchdowns.
Yeah, absolutely. We have 1,300 likes on this show.
Insane.
Right now. I think 1,500 would be a record. Would that be a record?
I think so.
Let's go over 1,500 likes before we get out of here. Can't thank you guys enough for blowing this thing up. This is awesome.
One more
You guys
prediction.
have been amazing.
Score. What do you got?
Give me 38-35 Colorado.
All right.
Jace Feely gets the DNVR Buffs bump
Let's go.
and hits a game-winning field goal.
That would be so clutch. I'm going to go something similar. I'm going to go 42-38. I think they just score a lot of touchdowns. I think people are underrating Shedeur in this offense, and we're going to see an output similar to what we saw against TCU.
Love it. I love it, man. Someone in the comments said Shedeur's Heisman odds are plus 1,800 right now, which I think you could actually get at like plus 10,000 before the season.
Yeah.
So it's already almost been cut down to 10% of what it was. When they go show out tomorrow,
Oh, it's cut in half.
he might become the odds-on favorite.
Yeah. No, wouldn't surprise me, man.
So if you believe, go over to our friends at DraftKings or Bet365.
Yep. All right, we've got quite a few super chats, so let's get to those and let's get out of here. Sean with the $5 super chat says, "Alyssa, you go, girl. Hell yeah, go, Alyssa."
You gotta hear that in Coach Prime's voice. That's what he says. You go, girl.
Thank God, it's been a rough one. So
You
thanks
killed
for
it.
hanging in there, everyone.
Of course.
I'm gonna just say this. Alyssa has been so awesome as the producer of this show. When we hired Alyssa, she came in with a really impressive resume, and we said we think this Buff show is gonna blow up. So we want to put Alyssa on that. And she has done an incredible job. So, Alyssa, thank you very much.
Thank you. Of course. Of course.
Yeah, I mean, she's just been amazing in all facets, helping me get to Boulder, helping me to leave Boulder, all that and more.
She's like truly a part of the team.
Of course.
We obviously, when we go to the tailgate and whatever, like we get the shine and everyone comes up and says we love the show. But if you see Alyssa, make sure you tell her too.
Yep. Shout out Alyssa. And the rest of production here at DNVR. We got an all-star squad, man, honestly.
Thanks. Y'all appreciate it. I love being here.
And then Jermaine again.
Let's go.
You're the best, Alyssa, with the queen emoji. Absolutely. Thank you for the super chat.
Thank you. Thank you.
Alpine again for Alyssa.
Everyone came through for Alyssa. Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's
Hell
go.
yeah. Thank you. QJ, is Javon Antonio playing tomorrow? I mean, he shed the non-practice jersey. It seems like he's ready to go, man. So get ready for number 4.
Yep.
Maybe number 4 on both sides of the ball. We'll see if Travis Jay's ready. Mr. Andrew with the super chat. If CU beats OU, will the USC game be at Mile High? No, it'll be in Boulder no matter what happens. But they probably could sell out Mile High
would be
when they
crazy.
win this game.
If they just said like we're moving it,
Yeah,
we're selling. We just want more tickets. But no, it'll be in the best stadium in the country.
18 likes away from 1,500. Come on, let's get there.
Man, we got there quick.
Lamar, our guy with the super chat. Demoy Kennedy low on the depth chart because of injury. I'm not too sure. He's been on special teams, I think you've noticed. And he's been healthy. He's been practicing in full since the summer.
He does have a big old knee brace on.
Does he? So that could be why. But I mean, I think he's a young guy. He's got quite a while of eligibility. So
He does. And, Coach Prime had a great speech earlier in the week about like a lot of you guys think you're him and this is your opportunity to prove it. And I don't know who exactly he was talking to, but I have some thoughts of guys who are going to need to step up tomorrow. To me, this could be an opportunity for Demoy on third downs to come in and cover running backs in the flat and things of that nature. So I don't know who he was talking to. It felt like he was talking to specific people, though.
yeah,
And
I agree.
I think a few guys tomorrow will have an opportunity to play because they need their skill sets out there.
It's time to dig into the depth chart, man, and just see what everyone else can offer. I mean, I know they wanted to kind of go with their guys, their consistent lineups the last few
playoff
weeks.
rotation.
Exactly. But it's time to kind of empty the clip now. Des Moines does have another year to play, by the way. So
Awesome.
Urban County dude, Lanning, the guy who told Williams he'd never coach. That's the only common link that Coach Williams has, coached with a head coach this season prior to CU.
Man, Dan Lanning has been tied to a couple of anonymous things now that we don't know the answer to, but everyone really wants it to be Dan Lanning.
I mean, they haven't said it, but it feels kind of personal this week too.
Yeah, I mean, it does. And I hope that was Dan Lanning who said that to Coach Williams.
I hope so too.
And you know what's funny is when someone tells you can't do something, it's like the greatest gift they could ever give.
Oh, yeah. It just lights a fire.
Yeah, I think I've told the story before. I was told by the person who produced the radio station at CU, no one wants to listen to a sports show. It's like I pitched him a whole thing. And, man, if that didn't light a fire under me, I was like, fine, I'll do it myself. Started a podcast, and now look at us.
Absolutely love it. Last one, Oklahoma loving. God knows your heart, Ryan.
Thank you so much. I'm going to lose sleep over that one tonight.
You'll be all right, brother. It's okay.
I just hope you guys know that I am truly sorry.
We know who you are. It's all good.
Thank you. And I am that person too.
Of course. All right, chat. Tomorrow, 15 minutes before game time, we'll be live. We'll be live throughout the entire game, giving our instant reactions, hanging out with y'all. I'm very excited. I love watch-alongs.
Dude, this is going to be fun. I need a lot of tea between now and then because watch-alongs are a whole hell of a lot of talking. But I love talking ball. We did a watch-along last year.
Yep.
It was against Minnesota. Do you remember what the final score of that game was? Because I don't. I blocked that stuff out.
45-10?
Feels right.
We went live, and the first snap was JT Shroud fumbling the ball.
It was a strip. The first play of the game was a strip sack. And it's just crazy to think how far we've come. And when I say we, I mean Colorado football. I mean this show. I mean this community.
Yeah.
We have come a long, long way.
The Charlie Offerdahl game.
Yeah, like Charlie had some plays. It was the Owen McCown game.
Debut.
He came in at the end.
Debut.
We did one, but I think I've told you this before. I walked away from that and I went home and I told Allie I really like talking ball with Jake.
Hell yeah.
So I'm excited to talk ball with you tomorrow, my brother.
Let's go. Me too, man. All right, chat. Throw up the watches.
Let's
go,
go,
Buffs.
Baby. It's time.
It is time. Let's go, Buffs, baby.
Let's go, Buffs.